Before we begin to discuss the situation on the front line of the Russian-Ukrainian war, please don't forget to like this video, write some comments and subscribe our channel to show your support for the Ukrainian people who are fighting for their future and for their freedom. Near Novoyehorivka in Svatove area, the Ukrainian Armed Forces destroyed 2 Russian occupiers tank regiments. In triangle of Raihorodka, Patalakhivka, Kovalivka, there is a very large amount of destroyed Russian equipment, a real cemetery of Russian military scrap metal. After this setback, Russia has prepared a new attack, and something tells us that there will be even more burned Russian equipment. After crossing the Shaitanka River near Novomayorske, Ukrainian Army created a lodgment across the river for further offensive. From the footage, the Ukrainian Armed Forces also managed to gain a lodgment on the western outskirts of the settlement after crossing the river. In this video, Russian field depot blown up. Occupants get rid of ammunition near Bakhmut. The Ukrainian bodyguards discovered an enemy field depot with ammunition and destroyed it using an automatic grenade launcher. On the line of Klishivka, Andriivka, Kurdyumivka, the Ukrainian Armed Forces have done a very important thing. They have moved the front line to the railroad. Also, with the capture of Andriivka, the Ukrainian soldiers cut off the Russian enemy's logistics. To the south of Bakhmut, the Ukrainian Armed Forces managed to level the front, which will facilitate defense. After that, the solidar salient north of Bakhmut was threatened. The Russian command, seeing that Andriivka was lost and their fighters were surrendering, ordered to open fire on their own. The Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade showed footage of the liberation of Andriivka. After the Russian commanders of the 72nd Separate Mechanized Brigade were killed, the remnants of the occupiers were still hiding in the besieged village. The Ukrainian soldiers raised UAV with a loudspeaker into the sky and announced an ultimatum to the Russian enemy: surrender or death. As a result of combat operations, some of the occupiers surrendered. Many points of breakthrough of the Russian defense line appear along the entire front line. Andriivka is one of them. The liberation of Andriivka and Donetsk region has disrupted the logistics and defensive lines of the Russians. The loss of the settlement is significant for the Russian Armed Forces, because the strength of the front in this area depended on it. The loss of a small settlement for the Russians can turn into a wide lodgment for the Ukrainian Army. Defense forces of Ukraine forced the Dnipro River on September 14 and 15. It is noted that the Armed Forces of Ukraine have stepped up their presence on islands in Dnipro Delta near Antonivsky Bridge to secure position for a future offensive on the left side of Kherson region. Defense forces also destroyed 5 large caliber cannons over the past day, 18 Russian occupiers and 3 more boats on which they tried to maneuver among the islands and place their observation post there. One of them was also destroyed. The defense forces of Ukraine have managed to advance near 4 kilometers in different directions, but to be effective they need to clear a line of at least 30 kilometers. In Berdyansk area, the Ukrainian Armed Forces destroyed a Smerch, which is very difficult to get. In Zaporizhia area near Robotyne, the Ukrainian soldiers repelled the first wave of the enemy's counterattack. Until the Ukrainian Armed Forces expand their flanks near Robotyne, there will be no significant breakthroughs there. Meanwhile, heavy fighting continues. And this is footage of heavy fighting in Tokmak area. The video was filmed by a female assault pilot of the Ukrainian 47th Brigade Magura. Before the war she was a teacher, and today she is bravely fighting against the Russian invaders.
Сейчас сделаю. Заклеиваю. Заклеиваю, сейчас будет полегче. Все хорошо, сейчас.
This is how Ukraine continues to fight for its future and for its freedom. Please do not stand aside. Support Ukraine. Like this video, write some comments and subscribe this channel. Glory to Ukraine, glory to heroes.